So we'll start with how to the qualitative questionnaire, all right? And then I will going to give you a brief about the various AI tools that you can use, right, for the various purpose. So I will be sharing one document also with all of you, and that will going to help you also. So yesterday we discussed about that, okay, what kind of tools we should use, right? What kind of techniques and methodologies we should use, right? And how we can align them better with the research goals. And also about the awareness of the tools that can help us to do the analysis properly. All right. So that we discussed. Now moving to the next part. That is about the introduction, you can say about the qualitative questionnaire. So generally, when we talk about the qualitative questionnaire, you can say it is a set of an open-ended questions. And why we are making it? So that we can collect the rich descriptive data on the participant experience, opinions, and perceptions. Now, lot many people, especially, so I will discuss it in the coming slide also, that how we go with the questionnaire, especially when we go for, you can say, mixed methodology. So the purpose is very clear that you want to explore complex phenomena, right? Which is underlying phenomena which has been there, and to gain, you can say, the inter understanding of the participants' viewpoint and their perspectives, and to uncover new insights beyond numerical data. So definitely the quantitative studies are having certain limitations. So those limitations can be fulfilled, you can say, with the help of qualitative studies. Now, what are the other things? What are the various applications that we are using? So we can go for interview method. So we conduct interviews. At times we go for focus groups. All right. At times we used to go for a case studies, right? And definitely in this way, so we can even show the difference between qualitative and quantitative questionnaires also, which gives us to help us to understand it, right? Now, when we talk about the key characteristics of qualitative questionnaire, so we can say that is an open-ended question. Open-ended in the sense that you're not giving any kind of a choice, right? Whatever you can say the respondent or the participant want to share regarding the question that is being asked, he or she can share that, right? So it is for encouraging detailed responses. Now it is flexible enough also. So definitely the participants can express their thoughts freely without any kind of foundation or any kind of restriction. Like for example, in the quantitative studies, what we are doing, we are creating a Likert scale, for example, on 1 to 5. Now you only have that choice from 1 to 5 only, and you have to pick one. You can't write or add anything, right? Whatever the statement is given, whatever the you can say response number has been given, accordingly you choose as per the Likert scale which has been given, right? Now, what kind of study it is? It is largely exploratory, you can say, in the nature that aims to generate ideas and themes. So generally we go for thematic analysis, right? And then last is the contextual understanding. So what we can do, we can focus on the subjective experiences, which you can say at times is missing, especially when we are going for the quantitative studies, because it is not tapping or it is not actually recording, you can say, the contextual understanding of the respondents. It is only basically talking about the causal relationship, you can say, because we have independent variable, we have dependent variables. And moving ahead, so what we can do, so what kind of question qualitative research questions have been there? The first is, you can say, exploratory questions. So exploring a new phenomena, you can say, or a topic which is very new, right? Example, what are your thoughts on? So this is one way that we can start our questions. And then we can also move ahead to the next part, that is descriptive question, where you're trying to understand the situation, process, or the experience, that okay, how was your experience during COVID, for example? All right. So example is, can you describe your experience with it? This is how we generally start with a question. Interpretative questions, if we are asking, so largely we're talking about uncover meanings behind actions or decisions. All right, that's what we can go ahead with. So so generally we like to get more explanation, more interpretation, you can say, from the participant's perspective or respondent's perspective. And what we generally used to do, so we used to ask question, okay, what do you think? Why do you think that happened? Right? What are the reasons for that? So comparative statement, at times we are preparing. So at times we asked a different perspective or experiences. So, okay, so if you compare your previous experience with the current experience, which one was better and why do you think it was like that? Right? So what we can do, we can create a visual matrix where we can have a question types and certain kind of an examples. for a better understanding. Then the word what are the example of effective qualitative you can say? So can you describe a situation where you faced a challenge? Now at times it happens, especially when you are conducting a qualitative study. So because you want to go in depth, you want to gain a better insights. So largely what happened? That people at times they start uh, we want to go deeper, so at times we want them to describe a certain situation which they found a little challenging. Then there are some studies which are actually trying to know about the opinion, for example, like the maternity study which I have conducted. So what is that? It is basically knowing the perspective you can say of the respondents, right? They we want to know that, okay, because after these 2017 amendments have been made, so what's your opinion on that? How does it have impacted the employability, you can say, right? And what is the impact on the attitude of the employer and the fellow employees, you can say, and even of the, you can say, the working mothers. So we want to know their opinion. It could be behavioral based. So how do you typically handle such situations? So we want to know that, okay, what are the various coping mechanism? What is an approach you can say of the people? And then the reflective base, which largely talks about looking back, how has this experience shaped our perspective? So we talk about that. All right. So that, okay, can you just reflect back and just tell me something about experience and why there is a change and something like that? So, steps to develop a qualitative questionnaire. Now, the first thing is define research objectives. Now, the first of all, you need to be very, very clear with this particular stance that what are your research objectives, right? So, first of all, you need to explore, you need to understand that what kind of topic you want to research upon. That is first thing. Second is identify the research goals also. Now, focus on the key concept of phenomenon that you would like to explore, you can say, via your research. Now, developing a conceptual framework, you can say. So what we are doing, we are mapping, you can say, the relevant variables and the relationship. We try to understand, okay, is there a relationship between the variables, or you can say the themes that we have identified. Now the example is like decision making phenomena in management, understanding customer satisfaction in online shopping. All right. So what we can do is that you can even create, you can say, a flowchart that can actually connect your research goal with the questions. So that will going to give a lot of clarity that, okay, what kind of questionnaire we should prepare. Now, how to identify key themes and the concept. Now, the first thing is conduct the literature review. That means, first of all, you have to identify the gaps, that why you want to conduct a particular study. Now, see, at times the research is coming, the gaps are being identified with the help of LR largely, or you can say the ongoing discussions in the society that, okay, nothing much has been done on that particular topic. So what is a gap over there? So somewhere you can say when we do LR, so generally we are able to identify the gaps, and you can say the themes which have been there. Even we are able to identify the key construct, that is defining variables to be explored, you can say. Now what we can do, that we can map the themes to the sub questions. Now for example, you want to like study, for example, the brand value, all right, or or you can say employer branding, for example, right, or whatever the topic you want to do. So definitely, if you want to study a particular variable, on a particular variable you want to have in your study, so definitely whatever the questions you are making or the sub questions you are making, that has to be aligned with your objective. All right. Like for example, you want to study that, okay, how the employer branding works for Gen Z, for example. Now, definitely there are a lot many studies that has happened on employer branding. So from the LR, we can definitely get the variables that are impacting, you can say, the factors that are impacting employer branding. But now what I can do, because I want to conduct a qualitative study, so what I can do over there, I can actually create a questionnaire that will definitely going to ask the question related to that only. Right. So what we can do, we can create even a thematic tree which can show the broader themes, and you can say the sub themes for the better clarity and understanding. Now, when we are developing an open-ended question, see, you have to understand one thing, that we should avoid the leading question. So don't always give a leading, don't ask leading questions that, okay, that you are getting a favorable response that you actually want to listen. No. All right. So this is not a good idea. All right. So how do you feel about this idea? This could be the. So when you're saying don't you think this is a good idea, or don't you think this is the case? So don't put your words in someone's mouth. All right. Let them think and let the originality persist. All right. And let them think whatever they are thinking, let it comes out, right? So encourage reflection. Now, for example, use prompts like, can you describe it? Can you explain it? Why we want to do it? Because see, conducting interview is not an easy task. It requires lot of rigor, all right, lot of understanding and lot of skill also. So largely it is a very skilled, you can say jobs taking interviews so that you can get the right kind of information and the data from the respondents, which can be helpful for the research part. Now, probing for depth. So at times, if you have seen yesterday, I have shown you my research papers, and in case you have gone through it, so there are certain questions that we have start that okay, there are some prompt questions, right? So that okay, can you explain that what are your views about the Maternity Benefit Act 2017, the amendments that has happened? So you want to give some kind of prompts, right? Some probing questions have been there, that can you elaborate on this particular point that you have highlighted, or can you just tell me what led to that particular decision discussion, what was the reason for that? So largely that is for example of good versus poor question formulation. So definitely we need to understand that we need to avoid leading questions. We need to probe for more depth, you can say, in the questions. And moreover, we need to reflect, you can say, we need to encourage a reflection where the people can speak freely about their mind, whatever they're experiencing, whatever they are feeling. Now, start broad and go narrow. Now, for example, you can start with the generic things and then you can start going narrow. That means in the deeper sense. So begin with general and context setting questions. See, you cannot directly come to a particular question. I will share one questionnaire and then from there you can understand. So begin with general and context setting questions so that at least people become comfortable, and then you can come to the major questions, you can say. So at times जिसे कहते हैं ना भूमिका बनानी पड़ती है. So you have to set a stage, you have to set a context, and then move forward more focused and specific questions. Now, what you can do, you can use a funnel structure. So you can ask broad exploratory questions and then specific probing questions to get the better insight and to get the better clarity. And then finally, you can go for reflective closing. So this is what you can easily do. So you can definitely create a funnel diagram that can help you to show your question progression. Now, what you can do, that pre-testing and refining questions. Now, for example, there was some question that people have asked that, okay, is there any way to do the validation of the questionnaire that we are making, or you can say, right? So generally we are having face validity. So largely we are getting in touch, you can say, with the people who are experts in the field. So largely what you can do is the first part is that, okay, you are having a questionnaire that you have prepared. So test that questionnaire with a small group. Now the kind of responses you're getting from there, you can easily get an idea that, okay, this was my research objective. So am I getting the right kind of responses, or do I need to make some changes in my questionnaire? That is the first thing. So you can do pilot testing, right? Moreover, expert opinion you can take, and the experts can actually help you, all right, to refine that questionnaire so that whatever the research objective you're having in your mind, that can be rightly captured with the help of your questionnaire. Then identify the ambiguities also, that is refining unclear or vague questions, because you have to make sure that the questions that have been asked are absolutely clear. Now check for flow and coherence. Now there has to be logical sequencing. It cannot be like that one question, the question 1 and 2 should be together, but you have kept it as question 1 and then you have kept it 1 as a question 5. No, there has to be a proper sequencing, especially when you are asking a question. Now you might be asking, okay, sir, like, in case we are asking question, so at times it happens there's a natural flow in which an interview is going. So at times it happens that the question gets jumbled up. That is absolutely fine. But please make sure that your questions are logically sequenced so that you can jot it down properly, you can record the responses properly, and moreover, you are not getting diverted from your main agenda, that is to get the right kind of responses. Now modify based on feedback. Now, for example, you are conducting a pilot study. Now in the pilot testing, what you're doing, you can make the language better, all right, you can make the format better, and this is the way through which we can iterative refinement process can take place and we can make it better. So first of all, whenever we're making a questionnaire, so what kind of things should be there? So first is, what is the purpose of your research? You have to put a confidentiality statement also into it. You have to insert the consent form also, which we have discussed yesterday. Then warm up questions. So that is context setting in the rapport building questions. See, don't go with this mindset that I will start questioning and people will start answering. It never happens. At times it happens that people need lot of trust before they start sharing anything with you, right? So at times it happens that it needed one, two, three, or even four, or even five meetings just to build a repo. And then after that, they start sharing something with you. So context setting and the repo building is very, very essential. If the repo is not been there, definitely people will be little hesitant to share their actual findings with you, and they will not going to tell you the actual truth and whatever is there in their mind. All right. So, for example, can you little bit tell me something about yourself? Okay, what you do, how's the family doing, and all that, right? Like generally we have seen. So you have to make the respondent comfortable first of all, and you have to assure him or her that okay, whatever the information that person is sharing with you, that is very, very secret. You are not going to share it with anyone, and whatever the discussion will happen, that will stay with you itself. So the core questions are there, open-ended questions related to the research objectives, right? Can you describe your experience with, for example, now probing and the follow-up question, okay, and get deeper response. For example, can you elaborate on that particular experience which you were talking about? All right. So slowly and gradually you have to scale up, and then closing questions. So is there anything else that you would like to share? That would be the last question, right? So this is a typical structure, you can say, of a qualitative questionnaire. Now, these are some probing techniques, clarifying questions. Can you give me an example that, okay, you talked about this particular aspect. So can you give me some example? Probing for reason. Okay, why do you think that has happened? Like, for example, if I talk about my researches and like on whistleblowing, for example. So if I can ask that, why do you think that there will be retaliation, you can say, in your organization if you're going to blow the whistle? Whistleblowing is not a bad thing, na? Somewhere you are trying to contain the wrongdoing. So in that particular aspect, you can a little bit go deeper, but slowly and gradually. Then exploring consequences. What happened after that then? Okay, COVID happened and this happened. Okay, then what next? What happened after that? So encouraging reflection. So how did that experience affect you? Like for example, you want to do a lot of studies on COVID. So you might be asking, okay, so asking like, how did experience affect you? Describe what happened next, and how did that make you feel, and how is this different from other experiences, right? So you can just ask these kind of questions so you can get the better clarity, you can say, whatever the work you are doing. So these are the ethical consideration that we need to take care of. So definitely there has to be informed consent, explain purpose, confidentiality, and the voluntary participation. Then anonymity and the confidentiality clause has to be there so that you are ensuring that you will going to protect the identities, and you're going to ensure the data privacy, minimize harm. So you have to avoid sensitive or distressing questions. And moreover, you need to maintain respect for the participants, allow withdrawal without penalty. So that thing you have to make sure. All right. Just kindly. Okay. So these are certain ethical consideration that we should keep in mind. All right. That specifically when we are designing a particular questionnaire. So these are the analyzing responses steps. That is transcription of the responses once the data has been collected or interviews have been done. Then familiarize yourself. That is by reading the data. Do go for open and Excel coding. Then you can go for identification of the themes, you can say. And once the themes are identified, interpret and report the results. And this can also be shown with the help of the qualitative data analysis process with the help of a flow chart. So open coding, again, I'm just repeating just for the sake of remembering. So assign labels to the data segments. Once that has been done, connect the related codes to create categories. Then you can go for the selective coding, that is identify the core themes, right? And that is so open coding, Excel coding, and the selective coding. So what you can do, you can create a coding tree that can show the progression of coding stages, is stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3. And then these are the best practices for developing, that is focus on the research objectives, align questions with goals, then avoid bias and leading questions, that is maintain neutrality, and then pilot test for refinement of your questionnaire to ensure that clarity and relevance has been there. And please make sure that ethical compliance is also been there to protect participants' rights. So key takeaways you can say are that your the guide the question development guide need to be absolutely very clear. The objective of the research should be very clear. Use open-ended and the probing questions. Elicit in-depth responses, right? So try to get as maximum and in-depth interviews as possible. Refine through piloting, ensure clarity and coherence, and analyze responses systematically. So this way you can identify the key themes and you can get the better insight. So any questions before we move to the next part? Yeah. Okay. A participant A has noted the lack of awareness in financial. I want to mention this code separately. Then how to code this, whether participant will count in single code or both. Now see, depend how many people have talked about that particular aspect, right? If you're talking about the lack of awareness and all that financial issues, so first of all, whenever we are selecting, you can say the participants or the respondents for the particular research, all right, for the research study. So we have to make sure that are they fit for that particular, you can say, study, right? Like for example, you want to study about the financial inclusion. So in case you want to study the financial inclusion, so largely you need to at least take those people who are having some idea of the financial inclusion, what financial inclusion is all about, right? Like for example, when I did conducted this particular study at, okay, Maternity Benefit Act, right? So I asked them that, okay, are you aware about the Maternity Benefit Amendment Act 2017? So largely said yes, that we are aware, that during the orientation we were told about it, right? Hardly you can say one or two people have said that we are not aware. Largely, most of the people are aware. So generally, when if you are conducting any particular research, right, so you want a deeper insights into it. So always select your respondents properly. So like for example, we selected all those people who are having little bit idea, you can say, about that particular act. At least they have listened about it, right? If they don't know very much in depth, that's okay. But at least majority people know that, okay, these are the changes that has happened. So largely we need to work on this particular aspect. Okay, sir, consent should be written in novel. So the better would be, Naveenji, if you can have the written consent, right? So it could be on the mail, it could be through the Google form, whatever the way you would like to have, but better would be to go for the verbal because, sorry, for written, because you know that the verbal is not having any kind of record. So it becomes difficult later on, right? Because at times if your ethics clearance committee is asking that, okay, have you taken this consent? So you won't have anything to justify. So better would be if you can take the written consent. Okay. So So we can take while starting interviews. Yes, you can do that. Yes, that is possible. You can do that. So at times it happens if you're taking it online, you can send an email, for example, right? So that is what you can generally do. Visual, right? That you can do, or at least when you're going for an interview, then you can just create a particular form in which you can tell that, okay, this is the kind of research I'm doing, and you agree to be part, you can say, of this particular study, right? So this is largely what we can do, and that is very much possible. You can do that. Okay. Visual prompts, like largely that how you can like show your data. This is for your own work. Like for example, you are creating some questions. So these are certain visual, you can say, prompts that you can create for yourself so that you are having an idea that whatever the question you are correct, you have made, they are actually serving the purpose. Okay, any techniques to decide on sample size in qualitative research? See, largely it is about the theoretical saturation, but yes, there are a lot many prior studies, or you can say the past studies, you can say, which you can refer to. Like for example, if you have seen in my paper, right, and in all other papers that I have shared with you, so they have said that, okay, largely in this kind of study, that how much sample size is recommended, or in the past on how much sample size the researchers have worked upon, right? So largely that is what we can look at. So it depends upon the kind of study, like for example, phenomenology. So definitely the sample size from 2 to 25 is found apt, but largely sample size, you continue with the interview till the time the saturation happens. But largely it has seen that when you're moving till 25, it happens because if your interviews and everything is no new information appears, so largely you can say the data gets saturated most of the times. In case it is not, then continue with it. And this is how the process works, right? Okay, Ida D'Souza, same resource person, no new one. Okay, so anything special that you would like to know from the new person? All right. So, all right. So I think then we can just close it here right now. Now just let me show you some of the questionnaires that I prepared for myself. Okay, I hope my screen is visible. Let me just give me a second. Okay, I hope my screen is visible, right? Great. Now, this is the questionnaire that we have prepared for this study, which I have recently shared with you all. That was about the Maternity Benefit Act, you can say. All right. That is why we have written. Now, see, in the very beginning, what we have given a declaration. The interview schedule is intended to know your response regarding your Maternity Benefit Act Amendment Act 2017, right? You are requested to share your frank views, which will help in knowing the issues, fear, apprehension. Now, see, these are certain things that we are more interested in knowing, right? Involved in MBBA, the responses shared by you will be kept confidential and are meant to be used only for research purpose. So now you can see that in this I have made two parts, that is part A, and then we have made the part B. Please do put your queries in case if you have any, all right? Because now you already have that particular paper also with all of you. So now you can relate it. Now, what is my first question? So I am using, you can say my first question is about the age of the participant. So let me just open that paper also. And then let me come to the table where we are having all the participants. Now just see. So let me just move. So you could see now I'm asking what is your age? What's your qualification? All right, graduate, postgraduate. These are demographic profile. What's your work area? How long you have been working? Why you want to understand that? Because you want to understand it, okay, that what kind of profile they're having, what kind of work they are into, because at times there are a lot many sectors where, especially the unorganized sector, where this act is not applicable. In that case, what we will do, right? Then where are you employed? Public, private, semi-government, self-employed. And then what is your designation level? Executive, entry, junior. What is the total work experience? What is the mode of operating normal days in your work? Work from home, attend office daily, freelancer, marital status, married, unmarried. All right. Then for how many years you have been married? Do you have kids? How many children do you have? What are their ages? Are you native of Delhi NCR? Yes or no? What is her native place? Because we conducted in Delhi NCR. Now, this is actually the question that is actually helping me to understand, you can say, the respondents better, their background better. All right. And accordingly, that I can just move ahead in the part B. Now, see, the first question is, are you aware about maternity benefits? Right. Now, for example, this is the first question that you have asked. And in this, in the paper, when we asked about the analysis wala part, all right. So awareness, this is the first question. Can you see this? This is the first question that is being asked that, okay, what is the aware? Most participants were aware of the provision of the Maternity Benefit Act. They said they have read articles published online and in various magazines. They shared that HR manager made them aware of the provision during the induction program, told them about the various provision made in the act and briefed them about the process devised by the organization. They further shared that the organization have also provision of additional leave for working mothers beyond the prescribed leave of 26 weeks in the act. And then we have given, you can say, the participants. I know the leave has been increased and some changes have been made in the act, but I have yet to go much deeper into it. I will look for the details when I have time. All right. When I joined the organization, they were told. I was aware with the help of certain articles. So now coming back, you can say to the questions. So are you aware? That is the first question. Okay, does your organization provide maternity benefits? Absolutely. In case you only want to understand, na, ki what are your understanding? So are the organization providing anything? How many leaves are provided? Are you aware about the Maternity Benefit Act? Now, where we are talking about benefits, here we are talking about act. Both questions are very different. Now, are you aware about the provisions? So many people said that no, we are not much aware, but हाँ छुट्टियां बढ़ी हैं इतना पता है. Now, did you receive any information regarding the same from your organization? How many women employees are there in your organization? Now, are you aware about the amendments made in MBA? Yes or no? So you might be finding that there are some questions which are also getting repeated. So, like for example, in the quantitative study, जो हम questionnaire बनाते हैं, what we trying to do? To measure one particular variable, minimum we used to keep 3 items. Am I right? Yes or no? I hope you know this particular concept. किसी भी वेरिएबल को यूज मेजर करने के लिए एटलीस्ट वी आर हैविंग 3 items in that particular questionnaire. What we try to do is that, okay, whether the person has given the right response, we try to ask the same question in the different form just to understand that whether the person is giving the right answers or not. So how do you rate this initiative of the government? What are your views about amendment made in the act? Now see, I am again asking, are you aware about the amendments? So what are your views about the amendments? Then how do you rate it? Is it pro-women or anti-women? Now I want to go a little bit deeper. What is your view on the impact of MBA on women's employability? Does it impact? Now see, what are the pros of the act you feel? What are the cons you feel? Do you feel the act will help in increasing women participation? Now see, question number 11. See, question number 11. And then, what are the cons you feel? Then again, I'm asking, do you feel that the act will help in increasing women participation in the job? How your male colleagues are perceived, how your male colleagues are perceived the act, right? What do you feel your managers think about the same? Is there any change in the behavior of the office colleagues and superiors when they get to know that you're expecting and you will be going on leave? What differences you expect pre and post MBL? Did you receive full salary during maternity benefits? Any other information you like to share? Now, this is a questionnaire that we have prepared for the present study that I am showing you. So we asked about awareness. So we had question regarding to that. We have impact on employability. We asked question with that. And see, we also get the information. Managerial support we asked, and there are multiple questions which are asking the same thing. We talked about perception of male colleagues, that okay, what was the perception of male colleagues? We discussed that. These are important things that came. Then the family support also was important and that came up. when we analyzing data, perception of employers towards maternity. So there are two aspect: criticism of the policy. All right. So employers feel that the hiring female is a costly affair as they have to bear the financial burden. So we are not writing this on our own. This is regarding, you can say, the kind of responses we are getting. And finally, they have given that, okay, what employer one, employer seven has to say. Now the appreciation of the policy also happened. So they were both ways. So we have reported everything and then accordingly we have went for a discussion. So this is how generally we can go ahead, you can say, with the kind of, you can say, the study that we are doing, and this is how we can create a questionnaire, right? Now, for example, if I want to create, for example, a particular questionnaire. So can the chat GPT help me in creating that, right? And so I am getting create an interview. So create a questionnaire, you can just define it and also add consent, consent to it. Let's see what output comes in. Now see what is the prompt which is coming. It includes brief introduction. You may further tailor it based on a research objective or respondent's profile. So see, even AI is giving you a disclaimer that you cannot completely rely on it. Now see, research topic, understanding the issues, apprehension, challenges based on it. You can just make it better. Dear respondent, the interview schedule is intended to ask to seek your honest and detailed responses. Maternity Benefit Act 2070, the purpose is to your views and so and so. Your responses, there are no right or wrong answers, and your honest insights will be highly valued. Informed consent, I have been confirmed that I have been informed about the purpose of the research, participant's name and signature. So Navinji, you were asking, so this is how we can create one. Right, I understand that. So you can include it. You can say in a separate form in case you can take that signatures, or you can take it on the email also. The way whatever the works fine for you, right? And I understand my identity responsive will be kept confidential. Now see, I understand that my participation is voluntary and I may withdraw at any time because as you can forces I've told you in earlier, I consent to the use of my resource responses solely for academic and research purposes. So this is what you have to write. Now see, this is what it has given: name, gender, age, position, organization, sector, experience, locality. Now see, are you aware? Yes or no? So somewhat you can say the kind of question that I have created, because I created the question on my own. I have not used ChatGPT at point of time, but you can say the similar kind of questions have been asked. To what extent do you agree that MBA is a progressive step towards working others? So how they agree? Do you think that 26, now you are giving them exact number? I have not given that. And it has impacted organization productivity. Yes, how? What apprehension concerns, if any, you have regarding implementation? Has the act influenced recruitment decision? Now you are giving the right. So I have only asked that what kind of impact. To let the people talk about it, na? It is asking the direct question. So we should try to, we can take a like think accordingly. What challenges do organization face in implementing the act? All right. Now this is for you. This is not for, you can say, for the respondent. Then in your view, that has helped promote gender. Has the act helped promote gender inclusive and work-life balance? Are there any unintended consequences? And accordingly. And the closing marks. Any other comments or suggestions related to Medicare Fact 2017? Now see, I have created 21 questions and it has given 10 questions. Now it all depends on you as a person, all right, as a researcher, that what you like to go for and what kind of research objectives you are having and how you want to move ahead with it. Am I clear with it? Any questions, please? Okay. So what I'll do, I'll just share. give it to the organizers and you can get the questionnaires, right? I will share my questionnaire only. Will that work? Are there any doubts, people? Are we done? Any question in the framing the questionnaire? Okay, now, okay, Arpita, so any other people, give me any other topic that you people want to work upon tentatively, and let us put a particular prompt and let's see. Sorry, there was a power cut. So let's just move ahead. So any doubt or any questions, especially regarding whatever we discussed, especially related to the questionnaire and all that? In case you people are having some topic in mind, you can just put in the chat window. Let's take one more example and just to create one more questionnaire, and otherwise we're going to move ahead. All right then. If there are no questions, so let's see that what are the certain tools that we can people use for our research work, right? So I'll be just showing that. Now, for example, there is one site. I hope my screen is visible. Is it visible? Okay. Okay, great. Now, this is the one AI tool that we can use. So like, for example, that is the paper pal. So where I can use all these particular studies, you can say. So definitely I can use it for various purpose. So I can use it for improving my writing. All right. I can use it for citing research and citing. I can even chat with PDF, and even I can start writing also. All right. And then I can go with it. Like, for example, if I'm going with this particular aspect, now I'm putting one of my paper. All right. So let me just go ahead. Let me just go with my own paper. Now redirecting you to chat. Now I have uploaded my paper. Now every paper has been there. Now give me the summary. Now it is giving me select text to interact with the PDF. Now, for example, I would like to go with this particular part, right? Now it is taking some time. Let it just get clear and then we can move ahead. All right. Now see, I can take the 5 questions. Now the entire paper is with me in front of me. All right. So now I want to provide a summary of discussion. So what the discussion is all about in this particular paper. So it is writing me in front of me then. Okay. So these are the important point that have been highlighted, especially when we are talking about the summary part. This is how we can go with it. All right. And I want to like study then what are the related papers that have been there? And now this is my next question in case I want. So now you can say these are certain papers that can be reflected. Now there are some other questions in case I want. Okay, how does the study suggest addressing concern of small business regarding financial burden? Now let's see in case if there's something in the research paper. So again, the paper pile is taking. So let's now see from the implications section. It has talked about what the studies all is talking about. Can you see this? So it is actually helping you that rather you going to the entire paper in case you don't have much time and you want to just skim it and you just want to know the basic highlights of that particular paper and all that, definitely you can go ahead with it. Sounds good? This is paper pal. Paper pal. Okay, any doubt in this particular tool?
So how did you get these related questions?
Which one?
The what it is showing in the box on the right, ask
Uh-huh.
related. That is it is suggesting the questions also.
No, no, no. Like for, yeah, it is suggesting questions also. Absolutely. Like for example, you want to go for summary. So in the summary, they are asking you, okay, what kind of question? Ask related questions, right? You might be
Okay,
having something. So
okay,
this is
and
how you can do it.
okay. So after the summary itself, it is giving that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right.
Okay,
So this is a free version. So in case you want to get it, so it will definitely, you can ask a number of questions. So what you can do, you can just upload a particular PDF, right? And from there, you can get all these suggestions. Sounds good?
okay, sir. Thank you.
All right. Now again, I'm going and there are certain other parts. So I can just write something. I can create some other. Now what I can do with this particular software. So first is I can go for plagiarism check. I can go for submission check also, right? And there are a lot many things that can be done for, all right, chat PDF. We have already seen that how it works. In case you are having some paper, you want to go and check, you can say, uh, the whether the plagiarism is there. So better would be if you can go for the premium version, all right? Otherwise it won't work properly, all right? So this is what you can see all these things in this particular uh, in particular tool, right? So this is how you can go and move ahead. So install Word also, and then you can start writing paper also in case you want to do with. So for example, I want to upload a new web document, I can do that. All right. So get subject specific, you can say paraphrase text in multiple times. So you can do. So what you can do is rewrite text. You can check plagiarism. You can do that whether your paper is having any kind of AI. All right, AI content is there. You can even write with AI. You can ask research question in case you want. You can just frame a question and then you can ask question whatever you want. Like for example, how can, like for example, can machine learning algorithms be used to optimize the design of material used in extreme environments? Now see, this is the question that I've asked. So it is now searching. Now see, this is a response that is coming in front of me. So it all depends that what kind of work you are planning to do and how you want to move ahead, right? Okay, there are some questions. Is there any tool for creating literature review? I'll show you. I think, Shalini, if you have just seen during that also answer this, I have already shown during the literature review section. But I'll again tell you here also one more, right? Now I can research and cite also if I want to go with it. So I can, what I can do, insert. Can you see this? Deb et al, Wang et al. I can do that. Whatever the questions you're having, I hope you're able to understand from here, right? Now, for example, I want to translate. To translate, you can translate in a 30 languages in whatever the language you want to, right? So chat already we have seen, we can go for write also, right? Uh, all right, got it. Now write a paragraph on, for example, on whistle blowing. Let me take my topic. So let's see what kind of content it gives. Can you see this? I want to insert, I can. So I can insert it in case I want. References also I can get in case I want, right? Insert. And then even I can go for other things. So these are certain things that I can easily do with the help of, if I want to do edit, I can do the editing part also, right? For example, I want to go with it, rephrase, noun, rephrase, word choice, whatever you want, preposition, that means grammar and all that. You want to remove the redundancy, you can also do that. So these are certain things that have been there. So I think we are good with that.
Sir, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you explain that how do you insert the references? One. Second question is that these tools help us with the paraphrasing, etc. But if you send it for a check, then it says that it is generated by AI. So again, there is a risk of it getting rejected. So how do we deal with that?
Right. So see, ma'am, what we can do, so like the AI has generated certain idea, correct? But you will agree, na, that whatever the AI is generating, can we completely rely on that?
No.
No. So that means you have to do it. So ultimately, you have to do the paraphrasing also, right? You can humanize it. You can do paraphrasing. See, my suggestion would be that at least the first draft of your research paper should be your own idea. All right. And as I have told yesterday also, that you can say that, okay, we have used AI, you can say, for language enhancement, for grammar check and all that. That is acceptable. So somewhere you have to tell that, okay, for what purpose you have used it. See, the
Okay.
journals are generally against, you can say, of using AI if your entire research, your data, everything is generated by the paper. That means you have nothing original into it. So that is why they are having problems, and then that is why they at times reject the paper.
Okay, but if you use certain, I mean, if the idea is yours, and
Yes,
in certain places, like you have to, like you're taking material from the net. I mean, you have your literature review, etc., is from other readings, right? So
right,
there
right.
will be some element of, with work which is not yours. And to that
No,
extent, if you use AI to search, to make your search more efficient, then it gives it, then they, are you saying they're not going to reject it, even if it is done through AI? That
no,
part.
they will not reject it till the time, Ritu ma'am, in case, for example, like see, whenever we are writing literature, so generally the journals are having this criteria, at least 10% plagiarism is allowed, correct? Or
Okay, yeah, yeah,
15%
yeah,
is allowed.
yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
largely this is for that purpose only. So you have to understand that once your paper is in the revision, then you can little bit see, you can use little bit, you can say AI for rephrasing and all that. But
Okay.
ultimately the machine doing the rephrasing and the person doing rephrasing, there's a lot of difference and we can easily catch it.
Right, right, right,
So
right.
you have to little bit careful about it. So you can just initially generate a particular draft, and after that, what you can do is that you can then write it in your own language, and then you can fix the grammar and all that with that. But don't
Sure,
completely rely on AI language. That is my suggestion.
sure, sure. Got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So this was for the PayPal pal, and I think this tool is clear to everyone. So you people can just like more and more. You can like in case I want to search papers. Now, for example, can you suggest recent publications on whistleblowing intentions? Now, can you see this? The inner speech or behavioral, now it is 2014. So they are providing me recent. Now I can even put, you can say the 10 papers it has found. I can cite it. I can add to my library and it can work properly. So this is one tool that you can use, that is PaperPal, right? Let's move to the other tool also. Now, the another one is that many people are using nowadays, that is Elicit, right? Now, this is for exploring academic literature. All right. Now, okay, any one of you, please give me a research question quickly. Let me take your queries only. Okay, traditional Benita, a comparative. Okay. Okay, so can you say this, Benita? International comparison matter towards traditional modern medicine, Chinese and American clinic setting. All right. In case I want to go for the abstract summary, I can go for that also. Now, these are the certain papers published in 2017. This is the name of the paper. Then this is one again. Now, even if I want to export, so see for that, this is, it is asking for paper, like it has to be like maybe later. So you can see summary of top paper. So is your LR getting generated? All of you, please pay attention here. Yeah. So you can do it for whatever the topic you want. So Elicit is one that you can go. Can I have one more? Give me one more topic, please, in case somebody is interested. One more topic that you people want to generate a LR. No one? Okay. Okay, too many questions. Okay, listening leaders. Okay. Now, if I want to then. Okay, so Dr. Ranjan, can you see this? Research on employee voice highlights the complex interplay between leadership, team culture, and organization dynamics. Speak up, and the literature is also been, and the papers are also been cited. Does it make sense? So this is for largely for AI. Okay, single brand. So you just take any topic. If we use summary para in a manuscript, will be plagiarized. It may be, may not be, but the way it has been written, can you take it as it is? My question is to you only. See, you have to understand one thing. AI is intelligent, but AI is not that intelligent that it can replace the human intelligence, right? So whether it is making sense, whether it is actually in a proper sequence, whether I should like include a particular paper in it or not, that you have to decide. All right. It should not be like mechanical kind of a task, but you can definitely, at least you can generate something and then you can improvise on that particular part. So at least your initial task will be becoming easier. For AI is for basically assisting you, not to replace you. Understand that? Okay. Any other questions? Okay. If paper is plaque free through Turnitin, is it okay, Shalini? If paper is plagiarism free through Turnitin, is it plaque free? Yes. So largely you can say because it is very authentic and people treat it with lot of integrity. So cross ref at times like people are having different you can say plagiarism check softwares. But yes, it is very authentic, and most of the journals and most of the you can say universities are using Turnitin and it works very effectively. These are all very new tools, you can say Elicit, and it is quite reliable. You can use it. Now let's move to another part that is
Uh,
S-Site.
Sir,
Yeah,
I have a doubt. Uh, the past one that you showed, it showed the other paper. I mean, it showed the citations. So does it also give the entire? I mean, the all the authors' names. Supposing it is by 4 5 authors, then does it give somewhere the like here it says Bang et al.
right.
Then you have to also give it in the references, right?
Yeah, so can you say this that for example, the four journal, the four studies it has included, correct? So you could
Mm-hmm.
see the name of the journal is given. The authors are also given. I want to click it. So see, all the authors are coming.
Okay, okay, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it works like that.
All right.
But the
And if
problem
we
is when you will upgrade it, then the entire you can say software will start working accordingly the way you want.
okay, and I think was it the other one where you were saying that you can insert the references or something? I was not
Yeah.
clear about that.
Okay. Now, for example, you want to export it. So you can export it also. Plus to export your results, whatever you want. In case that is for basically in PaperPal, research and site. This particular, you can say work. Research and site I want. So I am asking questions, right? And then if I'm asking questions, then I can insert the citations also. So both work can be done from this particular
Okay,
tool. That
okay,
is from the
all right,
PaperPal,
awesome.
right?
Okay, thank you.
Right. So I have talked about PaperPal. I have talked about Elicit. Any doubt with this? These two AI platforms, are they somewhat clear? तो डाउट है या नहीं है? No
Clear
doubt.
is sir, clear है. Thank you.
Okay, okay, done. Okay, so S-Site is also been there. This is also one. So this is also for citing, you can say the literature, right? So this is what I can go with. Now, for example, give me some another topic that we can take. Search by title or author or whatever particular site you would like to work. So you could see that authors, all right, year, sections, types, citations, journal. So you say that okay, at least 100 citations or 86 citations should be there. You now talking about the journal also, that what kind of journal I would like to go with, right? Then affiliations also, Harvard, that okay, I want to cite studies only from these particular universities or somewhere places. Publication type only, okay, I would like to only go for article. I only want to go for research support. I only want to go for, are you getting like whatever you want to cite? You want to go by topic, for example, topic, sorry, like only from biology or medicine or the chemistry or the physics, you can say. And then editorial notice. Okay, you want to go with the retracted. Okay, what kind of studies got retracted? Has correction, has expression of concern, withdrawn. So you can get all these things. So this is how S-Site works. And citation statement. So you're having different kind of styles also. You can go with it. All right. that what kind of study. Like for example, you want to go with a particular author. For example, I am taking Matthew Mason. So you can see this affiliation is coming. These are the various publication which this person is having. And what I can do, I can cite. And I'm having the various formats, MLA, Chicago, and all that. And the best part is that they are with Zotero, with Mendeley, they can be integrated very easily. Right? This is also for tool which you can use for literature review. Now let's move ahead. This is Scite. Now let's go for Quantaquill because this is largely for the people. Okay, if there are some people who are working in the you can say with the help of biostat, like in biology and all that, so definitely it will going to help you. All right. So in case you are doing some studies, largely you can say in the bio field, you can do that. I have already. So I'm not making account. I'm already had this account, but largely this is only for the biology field. So in the biology field, in case you are doing certain kind of study, you can explore QuantaKill. And the best part of this particular software is QuantaQuill, right? So you can generate entire paper out of it. You can make a paper out of it. And the only thing is that later on you have to just make it better by putting your findings into it and all that. So let me just sign in with Google. Let me just show you in case you're warning signed up. It's already signed up. Yeah. Okay, so this is one, but only for bio field you can use it. Quill Vault, I think everybody knows about it. All right, how it works and all that. So add to Chrome, it is free. So what I can do it, I can use it for paraphrasing. I can use for grammar checking, plagiarism, AI detector, translate, and summarizer. So you can say many of the tools that you're seeing here, they are having some functions which are overlap. Please stop scribbling here on the screen, please. Right? So this is what you can do it, and it is somewhat you can say Quillbot, Grammarly are almost similar. So I have used Grammarly very intensely. So you can see these are the various things that I can do. So these are various papers that I have already done. And then lot many other apps are also been there. I can just inbuilt it. And definitely the best part is I can check my grammar. It can even get pro if I'm getting pro. So there are a lot many things which have been there. I can rewrite the full sentences with a click, adjust your writing tones, write fluently in English because I've used both free version also. I have used both, you can say the pro version also. So plagiarism check can also be done. You can give generate text with 200 AI prompts that is easily been there. And even you can detect plagiarism and AI generated text. So these are certain, you can say things that you can easily use it, right? So this is Grammarly, very good tool. So what you can do, you just write your first draft and then you can upload it. And once you have uploaded it, then you can check, you can say the grammatical errors in it. And moreover, it also suggests some good sentences in case you want to take it. It solely depends on you that whether you would like to take whatever the things you can say the Grammarly has suggested to you. It simply depends upon you itself. And the best part is how it works, as you could see. So now see, these are the review suggestion, right, with generative AI. So change the punctuation. So this is how it keeps on giving you the corrections, you can say, accept or dismiss, it depends on you. And the clarity, and it also gives you the score also. Now you want to write with generative AI, so improve it, identify any gaps, more ideas, check AI for plagiarism. So these are certain things that has been there. And moreover, what are your goals, right? So you can set the goals in very initially like academic, business. So in the premier version, you can say in the paid version, you can access to all it and you can make changes according to whatever you want. And then it is also give a score to your overall script that, okay, how it works, as you could see. So this is what you can easily do. Then accordingly, you can look for it. There is one more interesting tool that is Trinka that I have recently used for one of my paper, right? It is already accepted. And that is basically to proofread any document with AI. It works very well. The best part is, like for example, if I'll show you, like this is what I have already like my reports were. So proofread file, you can do the citation formatter is also been there where you can like format the targeting styles. You can see Elsevier, whatever the style you want to opt for. Plagiarism check can be done. AI content detector can be done. Journal finder is also is there in case you want to go for a journal finding. You can go for that also. And if you go for the my reports, it is there because I've already checked one particular paper. During this, I have gone check the, you can see I have done the proofreading for that. All right. So these are certain things. So these are the basic one. So it is already there in 5. So there's nothing which I have done. Then my reports and whatever you want to done. So it has been there. Other apps in case you want to identify. So engage, learn, engage academy. So in case you want to go with that, other things, it works very fine with these particular, you can say browsers. MS Word plugin is also been there with the Apple also you can do it. Trinka for Windows is also there. So these are certain things that you can go with it. So my reports, as you could see, this is how it will going to work. So in case you find something, it will going to work. So my drive, in case you want to go with it, you can like upload something. So this is one paper. Wait. All right. So this is the paper that I was working upon. All right. I'm just showing this paper. So this is the paper for which I did the proofreading. Can you see this? And it has give me the suggestions. So now it is upon me whether I want to take it or not. I have used this, so it works very fine. Wait, very please wait ना. हाँ ठीक है कोई बात नहीं. All right. So this is how it works. So this is for the grammar also in case. So it gives the light mode and the power mode. So in the power mode, you can say for grammar, spelling correction as a language enhancement, it can give you, right? And then in case where you only want to go for light mode, then it only give you grammar and spelling correction. That's it. So it all depends on you that how you want to utilize it. All right. So this is how Trinka works. So you can use abstract in case you want to 3 ways to find best journal to publish. You can do that also. So what you can do, you can just put your abstract here, and then according based on your particular thing, like let me just take one. Let me take my published paper, and from there I can let me just put one. Let me take this maternity paper only. Copy, and let's go back. I'm putting my abstract here, and I'm now putting search journal. Now it is showing in progress. Now see, I can view results. This is 1 plus 1. Academy of Management Processing, I can go with this journal also. I can go for BMC Pregnancy and Childbirth, BMC Public Health, European Journal of Public Health. You could see there it has suggested. See all similar articles published. All right. I can even target journal. I can target, for example, I want to go with India. I want to go with the impact factor. I can set H index also. I can set, I can show an easy access only. Hide predatory, for example. Now I have put a hide predatory journals on. So I will only going to see the authentic journal. Can you see this? H index is given, site score is given, everything is given. This is how I can use this Trinka as an AI tool for my search. So I hope any doubt with Trinka right now? Later on, no one should complain. Is it clear? Okay, great. So this was
So,
done by
sir, I wanted
making.
to ask, can you also like, is there anything which allows you to filter for Scopus indexed or
Ma'am,
some?
largely which like I've shown you recently here, these all are the journals which are Scopus index, ma'am, by default. So what you can do is you can even target the journal also, right? Impact factor rich index. So generally the
Yeah.
papers, or you can say the journals with a good citation or impact factor, they are largely into Scopus index. They are largely been there. And still there
Okay.
is one thing, na, in case you are having a doubt, please go on the Scopus website and always check that whether that particular journal in which you want to publish, whether it is listed over there or not. So
Okay.
you should always do that,
Okay.
right?
Thank you. Yeah.
Now, DeepSeek is also very much uh, popular nowadays. You can go for DeepSeek and whatever the new chat you want to have, you can just give a command and it's really work very well, just like your chat GPT and all that. So you just give it. Can you give LR on? Let me take my topic only. It is putting legal research outline. Now see, this is giving it me. So it is just give me an outline. So it all depends. The better your prompt will be, the better kind of LR you can even get from this. Now I'm saying that okay, give in a story format in 500 words with proper citations in APA format. So it's starting from the very beginning now. So this is how you can just create something, but it all depends that how better you can use it. Now I can make it better. Can you say these are citations which are also been given? Now see. Now here, the Misli. Misli is a very popular and celebrated name. She has done a lot of research on whistleblowing and see this is what it has start now generating. Right? So this is the DeepSeek can actually help you with. So this is how you can use the various tools. So it all depends at what your research objectives are and you can take care of it. And this is what the references it has generated. Trinka is for proofreading and for lot many other things. As I told you, for the Trinka, you can do the journal finding work, right? Journal finder is also there. You can go for the proofreading and all that. Lot many things have been there which you can do. All right, you can say it's a combination of Grammarly and all that. It works very well. अच्छा है ये ऐप. I recommend it क्योंकि मैंने यूज किया है. But let me tell you, ये suggest बहुत कुछ करता है लेकिन जैसे इस पेपर में it suggested that okay, you can change a language like this. But I found that whatever I have written manually, that was much better. So this is how you have to you have to understand that how things work better and what works for me, take into consideration my research objectives, right? So this is how you can go ahead with. So this is what you can do. So these are the various tools which I have shown. So these are Kenius, DeepSeek I've already shown you. Suggest relevant academic articles as you write, integrates with Google Docs and Microsoft. The Kenius is one app you can use. Elicit I've already shown you. Consensus I've already shown you, answers research question directly from peer-reviewed papers with citations. Great for quick evidence-based answers. But see, it is only going to help you at what the research has been done. It will not going to create things for you. So you are the ultimate authority to take care of it. So Trinka I've already shown you, PaperPal I've shown you, Julius AI is also the similar one with structured writing, possible academic business. So Jenny AI is also been there. So there's a lot many tools have been there. It all depends at with which tool you are more comfortable with. And then help organize and link thoughts, notes visually, useful for building arguments or article structures. So Napkin AI also can be used. And SI space formally typeset. So you can explain scientific papers with the help of AI assistants. So these are the tools for literature review. You can just see it. Literature review, PubMed is there, Research Rabbit is there, Grammarly also you can use because it has also been there. Zotero for citations, Google Scholar, right? Connected papers, PaperPal, Mendeley, EndNote, Quillbot, Litmaps, Elicit, which I have already shown few of them. And these are the certain tools that you can actually look at, and you can experiment with it, that with which tool you are more comfortable with. And next is, these are some Elicit. So it is free also. All right. Consensus AI is free. Kenius, it is free and premium version also, both have been there. And for what kind of research you can use, you could see. For LR, these are the certain tools, Research Rabbit and all that, literature exploration, review and evaluation, literature mapping, right? You could see this. AI research assistant for finding papers, summarizing. So description has also been there for what you can use or utilize it, right? So explain paper, you can use it for call and mix research, simplifies complex academic text by explaining highlight paragraphs. So DeepSeek AI-based search engine for scholarly documents and insights, you can do that. Scholarly, that is one more. Trinka, I have shown you, PaperPal, Wordtune, Grammarly, Julius. So you can use. So these all are free version are also there, but paid are also been there. So you have to pay a little bit in case you want to go for any AI tools for academic writing support. And in case you want to go for data analysis, so yes, SCI space has been there. Elicit AI is also there. You can go with it. Research Buddy is one that you can also explore for research planning and summarization. In structuring and summarizing your content, it helps you, right? And Napkin AI is there to help you organize notes and ideas visually and conceptually. You can do that. Idea mapping and thought structuring. Then Obsidian has been there, but these are all, you can say, paid and free version are there. These are certain various data sources in case you want to go for you can say secondary data sources. So you can go for data.gov, UNESCO, UCI repository, Mendeley, raw graphs, Vika, many dashboard like COVIDs, individual authors, to name a few. So you can, you're having multiple, you can say, sources through which you can get the data for your research also, and you can get it. And moreover, in case you want to go for kind of a practice kind of thing, go for Kaggle. Kaggle is also very important, very good source for raw data sets. Kaggle.com. So you can go with that part also. So these are certain tools that we just thought to explain you. So now I'm stopped sharing my screen. So I hope like today's session, like whatever the doubts might be there and whatever we are planning. All right. So I have tried to just cover all those. So largely things are largely dependent. The more you practice, the more you will going to become more familiar with it. Right?
Uh,
So it's
Sir,
all
can you
from
just
my side. So any question, please.
yeah, so can you just repeat the last one you said, the raw data, which one site you said?
See, I'll tell you, Rutiji, what is happening. For example, there are many researchers which are working on the open data sources. So, like for example, this raw data is basically for the American, you can say, open data sources, which is available. So, in case you
Okay.
want to do kind of a comparative study or something like that, in that case, you can take the data from there.
Okay. No, you had mentioned some other source for raw data. I don't know. I didn't
Yes,
catch
I'll
that.
just show you that. Just wait. Data.gov. This is for the American government site from where you can get the data. For the UNESCO, you can get from here. You say repository. When you're going to put it now, you will going to get it. Raw graphs, it is a website. Vika is a website. You can go there and you can find it out.
Okay, Kaggle. I
Kaggle,
think that
Kaggle.
I think that's what you had said. Okay.
Yeah, Kaggle.com. Kaggle, where you can just get the data. You can say easily from there. Kaggle, I just put it. For the practice, you can easily use it because for my students also at times I generally used to use, you can say they can take the data set from Kaggle and they can practice on that.
So that is related to which country?
Kaggle.
Yeah.
Kaggle is an open source, man.
Oh,
Country I have to explore. I have not checked that much.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank
Okay, retraction. See, retraction happens when you fudge the data, when you manipulate the things. So don't do that. That's the only thing that can save you from retraction. So don't fudge the data, don't bluff the data, don't create data on your own. So you have to make sure that such things are not happening and you're not doing that. See, collaborative work, you can say collaborative work is a very good practice, you can say, right? But the worst part is that people try to take advantage of that. So please make sure that, like, there are some people, I'm not naming the authors here, right? So, so So largely what is happening when you are using the same data which you have used in the previous paper and you are using the same data in the next paper also just by doing here and there. Don't play such kind of games, right? Like for example, you have collected one particular data set and then you manipulated it and put it in for some other variable. Don't do that. These are the major reasons when you are not able to replicate, sorry, you can say when you are not able to produce the data when the journals start asking for the data itself. So in the quantitative study, largely it happens. See, Turnitin can not catch it, but Turnitin can definitely tell you that from where you are taking it, right? Because it all depends on you, na Shalini ji, that how much you would like to, what do you want to keep in your paper, what you want to remove from a paper. It all depends on you. So many people are very smart. They are using the same data table and they just little bit make some changes and then they put it in the other paper. So this practice won't work and you need to please avoid that. Image plug largely, see, image plug you should know, I think in the research papers, generally if you are doing if you are generating some image from your own data, definitely no plagiarism will be there. As simple as that. But if you are taking it from someone else, definitely it will be taken care. And in case you are using, see, I have also used, right, for the IPA steps, but I have given a proper source. Now, that is not plagiarism. If you have given a source and you have mentioned, like I'll show you just one minute. Can you see this? I hope my slides are visible. My screen is visible.
Yes, sir, they're
So,
visible.
Yes, sir.
so can you see that I have used this image, but I have written, I have adapted from Smith et al. I'm not saying that I have made it. There is no question. Nobody can put it, but you have to give a source. You have to give a citation. This is what I have done. So I have written author's own creation. But this is the one from where I have adapted. So you have to mention it that from where you are using it. As simple as that. In edited book, generally you can say the review process at times is not very rigorous, depending upon you can say at times. So that might be the case, but largely it can be easily caught. All right. So that's also tomorrow. Like I would request everyone because there is nothing else that I will be now covering. So now I want all of you to now, like whatever the tools and whatever you have learned in last 6 days, kindly using those AI tools, bring a particular kind of a proposal, right? And using AI, and then we can just discuss your, you can say proposals, and there we can see that, okay, where AI can help you and where you need to make sure that you should not use AI. So please bring some kind of proposals. Largely what should be there? The research question should be there. Try to generate a questionnaire also, some research objectives, right? Create something, literature and all that, and try to create a small kind of a mini paper and let's discuss it tomorrow. All right. Otherwise, from my side, it will be done because more whatever I want to like cover. So yeah, for tomorrow's session, it is all about the mini presentation, and that is to be done from the participant side. So in case you people will be having something, we're going to take it forward. Otherwise, then we can little bit queries in case you people might be having, then we can take that and then we can close with the valedictory and then we can close the session. So thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, for sharing such insightful knowledge. And the session was quite informative. Thank you, participants, for your active participation. Good night and see you all tomorrow in the next session.
Thank you, everyone.